I feel like, Blaine, I'm in a glass case of emotion right now just because it's our last show. But also there's so much going on with ASU football. New coach, but first we have highlights from the Territorial Cup, so let's get right into that. Territorial Cup time in Tempe as the Sun Devils and Wildcats going at it for second in the Pac-12 South. There's the man Khalil Tate, and boy, did he get started early. Calls his own number, meets up with his old pal, the end zone for 6 points, and the Wildcats, they were up pretty early. 14-0 to score, but later on in the first quarter, Manny Wilkins, there's a throw, and the connection with Kyle Williams, 18-yard touchdown. That's his 6th of the year. ASU finally on the board, but they're still down 24-14 going into halftime. That guy's pretty excited about that. Here's an interesting storyline. Khalil Tate got injured at the end of the first half, and here comes Brandon Dawkins, the original starter at the beginning of the season, but he could not get anything going for the Wildcats offensively. Christian Sam with the stuff up the middle. Now here come the Sun Devils. Wilkins with the lob, and N'Keal Harry with the jam. Now ASU up 28-24. That's a 5-yard touchdown. He got the wind knocked out of him. He's okay. And look at this celebration. That looks pretty scary, Blaine. I would not want to be that kid. Now the Sun Devils are finding a roll. 3 touchdowns in the third quarter, and here's one of them. Demario Richard with the stare down. Yikes. Wouldn't want to get in front of him. He had 165 yards and 2 touchdowns, and ASU, they're looking good. The force is with them. They're up 35-24 at that point. Fourth quarter, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Lobs it up to Harry again, somehow keeps his foot in bounds, and that clinches the cup. Final score in Tempe, 42-30. Sun Devils win it, ending the season 7-5, but it was not enough for head coach Todd Graham to keep his job as he was fired the next morning. Well, the Sun Devils end the season strong. However, Graham does not get to keep his job. And for more of that, we bring in Julian Paras, one of our best experts here on houseofsparky.com. Well, the bowl game, that's still uncertain for the Sun Devils. But what we do know is certain is that ASU beat U of A in the Territorial Cup, and Blaine and I picked 3 stars from the game, and we want to share them with you right now. My first star is going to be the man, the myth, the sophomore, N'Keal Harry. This guy went off, caught 4 passes in the game, and 2 of them were for touchdowns. Both were lobs from Manny Wilkins, and what would be difficult catches to make for a normal wide receiver, it was just another day in the office for Harry. My second star goes to Kobe Williams. Prevented 14, yes, I said it, total points against the Wildcats. Blocked a Hail Mary, a 2-point conversion, and another touchdown late in the fourth quarter. So Kobe Williams fits into my number 2 spot. However, my ultimate star of the game is going to go to Demario Richard. 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, and surpassed 3,000 career rushing yards in the game, which only 5 other Sun Devils have ever done in the history of the program. And those are my 3 stars of the Territorial Cup. All right, let's have some fun here on the show. It's time for Pick Your Poster. Here's how it goes down. Blaine and I were at the last ASU football game against University of Arizona, and we saw some pretty good posters. There were a lot.
There were a lot.
And so we picked out our favorite, tweeted about it on the House of Sparky account, and you guys voted which one you thought was the best, and we're here to show you which ones they are. Blaine, I believe you have the first one. All good things must come to an end. I'm sure you've heard of that. But in ASU's case, this thing is great. Running back Demario Richard is that thing. And even though there's still a bowl game yet to be played, Richard cemented his legacy as one of the greatest running backs to ever wear an ASU uniform. In his last game at Sun Devil Stadium, Demario Richard surpassed 3,000 career rushing yards, something that only 5 other Sun Devils have done in program history. Super Demario ran for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns in his last Territorial Cup, ending the season on the hottest streak of his career. The last 4 games he played, he ran for over 115 yards and 7 total touchdowns. 2017 was the cherry on top after battling injuries for almost every game of the 2016 season, where he only averaged 3.6 yards a carry and scored 3 times. This season, he's had a career-best 12 TDs with 1 more game left to play, making Demario Richard our feel-good story of the week. Now here's ASU against USC. Manny Wilkins, he just throws up a prayer. I don't know if those are actual words, but Kyle Williams answers the prayer, bouncing out of the end zone. However, he did stay in bounds when he did catch it. Here's another look and that's a Hail Mary. Works for the Sun Devils every time. Well, maybe not every time, but it deserves our number 4 play. He's only a freshman. That was impressive, but not as impressive as this play. Lob it up to N'Keal Harry again. Double coverage, double no problem. And here's the stare down, my favorite part. Kneel before N'Keal. Obey your master on the football field. Wow, UCLA ended up beating the Sun Devils, but this earns our number 2 play of the season. And there's so much more to look forward to, Blaine. You got Herm Edwards coming to town. We still got the bowl game, and Todd Graham will be coaching that. However, unfortunately, we won't be able to cover it on this show because this is our last show of this season. Sad day, but that's okay because we still have more content on houseofsparky.com, so you should check that out. He's Blaine McCormick. I'm Troy Lynch, and for the last time of 2017, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next year.